Hello, welcome to the YouTube channel. In this channel, I try to teach Dharma while I'm driving around, so please forgive the noise. It may be a little bit louder than you used to, unless I come up to a stoplight like this one. Sometimes I get a little bit distracted, especially at nighttime, whenever I'm trying to teach. So there might be some ums in there, so please forgive that as well. Try not to be annoyed with me. Also, if there's anything that you want to ask, you can place it in the comments section. And also, any kind of complaints, please put it in the comments section. Thumbs up and subscribe definitely help me. That brings more people here to the channel. I do this because it helps me keep familiar with Dharma. And also, I love giving Dharma to people. So, something that I wanted to talk about, it just came to my mind while I was driving, is teaching from Shantideva. It comes out of Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. I think that is probably one of the best reads that you can probably read as a Dharma book. Geshe Kelsang says there's no better explanation of emptiness. So I think that if you, especially on that section of emptiness, if you read that, and I think you would get a definite better understanding. But one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today was there's a section in there where he says, what is easier? Is it easier to cover the whole earth with leather or just put leather on your feet? And to me, that teaching helped subdue my mind a good bit. I used to point externally and said, if this person would do this, then the world would be a better place. Or if this person would do this, then I would be happier. Or if this group would treat this group better, then the world would be a lot peacefuler place. So what does that mean? How can we put that into practice today with putting leather on our own feet versus covering the whole entire world with it? I think sometimes we use that as an excuse. So we want to point at others and say, they need to do this or they need to do that. Or whenever we come to a Dharma teaching, we come to a Dharma teaching and we say, oh, if only my spouse would come, or if only my dad would come to this, or only my brother would come to this. When in actuality, we need to look internally and be thankful that we came to it. You know, we think that they really need it, but in reality, we really need it. So that's putting the leather on your own feet and changing your mind. If you can change your mind, practice Dharma, find a deep inner peace, then you stop blaming others for your troubles and for your problems. And there's a teaching as well where it says put all blame into one. What is that blame? And it's the fact that we took a contaminated rebirth as a human. So if we had never taken that rebirth, then we wouldn't be experiencing the sufferings of a human right now. So once we start putting the leather on our own feet instead of trying to cover the entire earth with it, I think we'll find a lot of contentment. Whereas we used to have a lot of turmoil in our mind whenever we put the push and pull of blaming others and pulling some close to you and then eventually blaming them. So if we can overcome that, then we'll experience a deeper sense of peace in our mind. So that's just I just want to touch base on that teaching. I really think that if you meditate on that and then take it outside of meditation and ask yourself, whenever you wake up in the morning, maybe make a commitment that I will look internally. I will change internally to benefit all living beings. I'll change internally to find inner peace. I won't point externally whenever problems arise. I'll purify that karma. I think you'll see that if you start your day off with that motivation, and then as the day goes along, you make a recommitment. So if that slips your mind, maybe you can't even make it through your bowl of cereal and keep that mindset, but that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Just keep on doing, keep on. So maybe you've forgotten it after your bowl of cereal. So on that last bite of cereal, maybe remind yourself. They almost had a wreck. Put the leather on your own feet, and not you don't have to cover the whole world. So I think if you forget that by the time you finish your cereal in the morning, maybe make a commitment on that last bite that I'm gonna start looking at my mind and quit blaming others. And then whenever you get in the car, before you get in this kind of crazy traffic or big potholes like the one that I just hit, you don't blame others like for that pothole. I don't blame others for that pothole. And whenever you quit playing the blame game and it's somebody else's fault, and if only they would change and start looking inwardly and slowly start changing yourself, I believe you'll find happiness. So it's a little bit at a time, and just keep reminding yourself. Be a cheerleader for yourself. So whenever you've dropped the object, gently pick it back up again. So maybe remind yourself at lunchtime, or after you get done eating lunch, remind yourself again. Whenever you walk out to the car, remind yourself again, and just keep picking it back up. And eventually you'll be able to carry it for longer and longer distances. So whatever your meditation object is, I'm just using this for an example. If you take it outside of meditation and carry it with you throughout the day and continually remind yourself of what the meditation object is, then you'll eventually have realizations of that meditation object. So I know that may sound difficult, but just keep practicing. Change is slow, keep practicing, and eventually you'll have realizations, and then you'll go, wow, it wasn't so slow after all. But don't look at the result. Focus on the motivation, the reason why you're doing it, and the meditation object itself. So I believe that's probably enough about this topic. I just wanted to touch on it briefly and share with you guys and girls about this. So I see it so much and hear it so much on the radio and TV, and just in life in general. This group blaming that group for all their problems. And if only this group would get rid of that group, then life would be much better. Well, that's not very cherishing. That's not very compassionate. So I think if we focus on compassion and cherishing, and change our mind and the things that we can't change, don't worry. Stop stressing about those things and work on changing your mind. really focus. And ultimately, it's about finding a deep inner peace, finding liberation or enlightenment. I believe you can do it. Just don't give up. So please like and subscribe, and like I said in the beginning, any comments are very welcome. I hope you have a wonderful day.